Today marks the first day of Lunar New Year. Asian American families throughout our area will gather to celebrate the Year of the Tiger. Lion dances and traditional ceremonies ring in the holiday to bring good luck and good fortune. Lunar New Year is based on the cycle of the moon and lasts for 15 days. Families and friends get together to share special good luck food such as noodles for long life and dumplings for prosperity. It's also a time for gift giving, and people wear the color red, and you'll see it everywhere in lanterns and other holiday decorations. It's a time when anyone can join in to honor Asian culture and traditions. Joining me now is Nancy Yao Maasbach. She is president of MOCA, the Museum of Chinese in America, where they're planning lots of events to welcome the Year of the Tiger. Nancy, welcome and Happy New Year.
Happy Lunar New Year, Cindy. Thank you for having us.
So welcome. Now, every year it seems that more and more people are celebrating Lunar New Year. Are you seeing that as well?
Absolutely. I think as we open up the American narrative, what we've also seen is a lot of people wanting to celebrate the Lunar New Year. It also falls in a very fortuitous place where if you kind of didn't have a good start to the Western calendar year, within 4 or 5 weeks, you had the Lunar New Year and, hey, let's reset here. But also we see other holidays like the Hindu Festival of Lights, Diwali, that's becoming also quite popular. And as we open up the narrative to understanding all these different celebrations of our ancestral homes, I think we're seeing much more popularity around these holidays.
Now, it's the Year of the Tiger this year, so what can we expect for the year?
I think we've all come off to 24, 36 months of madness. The tiger is representative of strength. It's also the water element, so it's the water tiger year. So when we are interpreting the water's element, we think, oh, washing away any ills or, sadness and starting fresh. It is not necessarily the best year for people who are born in the Year of the Tiger. This is something that's sort of counterintuitive to what people naturally would think. It's my year, it should be lucky. But in fact, if you are a tiger, it is not lucky, and you should be a lot more cautious. But we do know that experts like Ken Smith and Joanna Lee are looking at some tricky moments in the Year of the Tiger around the Chinese almanac. And that's something that I think we should all be wary of. And I will say, when Ken and Joanna share thoughts about the new year, I know now to believe them because they called out 2020 exactly as it rolled out.
Wow. All right, let's talk about the history of Lunar New Year in America and how long it's been celebrated.
A lot of people say, oh, it's a Chinese New Year, and now we're using Lunar New Year much more regularly. But the reason why it's often called the Chinese New Year is because the population of Chinese in America. So the largest population of a group within the Asian American Pacific Islander group is people of Chinese ancestry. So Chinese have been coming to America for over 250 years, have made a home here. So what we've seen at the MOCA is that we have images from the first celebrations of Chinese New Year's in the late part of the 19th century. You can pretty much correlate that if there was a Chinese population in a town, there was a celebration of some sort. We've seen it with images in New Haven, Connecticut, where Yung Wing was the first Chinese to graduate from a Western university. He graduated from Yale in 1854. He must have planted the seeds around the Chinese celebration, Chinese culture. But we see early images from the New Haven Historical Museum of those celebrations. We even have an image from Boise, Idaho from 1906.
Wow.
And we know that, those are the railroad workers sort of moving east and establishing other neighborhoods.
Now, how's the museum planning to celebrate?
We cannot celebrate long enough. We decided early on that we would virtual programming for every single age group, whether we're cooking dumplings, cooking traditional other foods, doing arts and crafts with young friends, making lanterns, reading books together. We have a lot of activity virtually, and that's actually been a wonderful silver lining, is that the MOCA community has broadened out to a national community. So we have had so many more participants nationally. In fact, last year we had over 50,000 calling into Zoom programming. So that's really been fun for us because we can share the celebration, but also we can help educate on what is currently happening in America.
And let's talk about why it's so important to honor Asian American history.
A lot of people come into MOCA and they anticipate or presume that MOCA is a Chinese art museum or a Chinese traditional history museum. And when we connect them and meet them at the door and say, no, we're actually a U.S. history museum, sometimes some sort of confusion. I think because of the perpetual foreign sort of identity that Chinese in America, Chinese Americans, and then more broadly, Asian American Pacific Islanders have had this constant sense that we're not American enough. So the celebration of AAPIs, the celebration of traditional cultures, but even as they adapt into this mosaic of American cultures is so, so important. And MOCA, what we really want to do is help broaden that American narrative to be more truly inclusive of all journeys and all identities in this country.
Well, it's an absolutely beautiful museum, and I hope everyone gets a chance to come by. And Nancy, thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Make sure you give out those red envelopes and eat a lot of food, Cindy.
Food is my favorite. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. If you'd like more information about MOCA and Lunar New Year celebrations, go to our website, cbsnewyork.com.